Thank you. Welcome back. Uh, so this morning we already went the preliminary topic about motivation. There's there's three type of motivations in the Buddhism. So one is called the renunciation. It's related to the Theravada tradition or Hinayana vehicles. So Hinayana or vehicle is mostly is one of the main point of their practice of Dharma is renunciation. So it's called the motivation of the renunciation. And within that motivation in the Mahayana, and the motivation is altruistic motivations, also called the renunciation is not only themselves, the renunciation is for sake of every sentient beings. So that way it's become a more like a bigger picture, whatever they do. So that way it's called the bodhicitta. That is what called the motivation of the or intention of why we're doing our practice. And in the Vajrayana, you can call that as a motivation, or you can call as a how to viewing as you have to be called the five excellent. Is an excellent teacher, excellent teaching, excellent dharma, teaching, excellent retinue, excellent time, and excellent place. So we just mean that wherever you are, you have to visualizing that as the Pure Land. Yeah. So like today we related to the talking about the VAJRASATTVA. You can see that whoever teaching us sees a Buddha VAJRASATTVA. The place is the mandala of the VAJRASATTVA. The teaching is the Mahayana teaching of the Vajras related to the VAJRASATTVA Tantra. And time is called the fruition time. So those are, you have to visualize in the Vajrayana kind of like basically within the wherever we are, we make that as a mandala of the particular deity. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So that is there's a three different type of motivation in the related to the practice. So that is only different. Other than that, this morning we already talked about the more detail. Then we try to go to the actual text. So this one is called the obstacle conditions. What is our obstacle condition of the kids? Say obstacle condition, or how to say
conditions that are obstacles?
Yeah, condition that is obstacle to the practice. So our main condition of the obstacle to the practice is a negative karma and obscuration that is created by that negative karma. So in Tibetan called the tikpa and tikpa. Tikpa means the sin or kind of like a negative karma. Tikpa means that because of that negative karma become obscurations. We not see the truth. We not see the true reality. Why we're not seeing the true reality? Because of that obscuration is obstructing. So how to purify it, how to eliminate that one is through the meditation of the VAJRASATTVA. So and in the Tibetan word called the tea. This in the when come to the Vajrayana instruction is called the tea. Tea mean like a how babysitter take to the baby to the park or mall. You're not going to say, oh, just run there and you sit here. You take everywhere step by step. By hold your hand. So in the Vajrayana instruction should be something like that. Make sense? So that is a teacher's job to have to be guided step by step, everything, every single step. So so this is necessary we have to put effort to devote, can say, devote the negative. And this method of how to purifying, how to devoting, or how to purifying negative as the source of this mantra, the 100-syllable mantra of Vajrayana, and how to practice that one, and when they're related to that practice, and for power. And then last one is a sign of purification. So there's a fourth subject we will talk today. Today, for power we will talk tomorrow, but rest of first one is it's a necessity to be, we have to put effort to purifying. So why we have to purify it? Necessity right now, when we have a chance. When we have a chance, why we have to purify it? You know, so it's a Shantideva, a way of Bodhisattva or contract said, suffering, unhappiness, fearsome, and all those what called the unpleasant, can say unpleasant, yeah, as a result of unpleasant and what called parting from the what you wishing, separating from the what you wish, separating from the what you desire. Those are result of a negative karma. Because of the negative, we have this experience. All this, you know, lots of time people have this idea of we have this idea of when someone said something to you, for example, like harsh word, okay, someone said something to you, then we always blame that person as a creator of this emotion problem. We blame to that person. But truth is, if you don't have that emotion karma, even somebody said you exactly the same one, you're not going to take serious. It's not going to feel that much hurtful. But when you're karmic raping and that person's condition come together, it really hurt you. Same word. It's not going to hurt you from someone else. So, sister, I'm not saying that person is not responsible of making you suffering by that person's comment or that person's reaction or that person's attitude. I'm not saying that one, but still, your own karma have to be some part of the involvement of having that reality. If you don't have that karma of the reality, don't have karma, that is never going to become a part of your suffering. Make sense? That person cannot make you suffering. No one have a power to make you suffering or liberation. Make sense? So I think so this is it. I mean, I'm not saying it's all your fault, completely your fault. Phenomena are function with a cause and condition. There's have a cause, there have a condition. There's so many have to come together. But I'm saying is whatever we experience, there's our karma involved too. Sometimes we don't remember. Lots of people say, I don't deserve this. How you know you don't deserve this one? You don't remember your past life. So we really, actually, we cannot say that one, you know. Maybe something that we have to do something our past life. I'm not saying always everything is a karma, okay? I'm not saying. Sometimes condition created. When our merit is low, can say weak, then some condition can make you suffering even you don't have karma. Because that condition is becoming more powerful than your karma. Make sense? Like this, when we look the element, when water is weak, fire can destroy the water. But if water is strong, no matter what kind of fire can destroy the fire. Whatever stronger, the opposite one can destroy it. Make sense? So sometimes karma destroy us because our merit is so weak. Yeah. So things could be happen. So that way, you know, karma is really mysterious. You know, except the Buddha no one can tell exactly why it happened, really. But there is some related. So that way Shantideva said, all this what we're experiencing, sickness, unhappiness, always be some problem coming in your way. And also physically, all those physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, when you're facing some problem, as I say, have to do something, our karma, bad karma, yeah? So that reason, he said, those are result of the bad karma. So this reason, so that is definitely is our karma to have to deal with that. But in this life, we get chance to eliminate those karma, the circle of karma continuing. Because if we not work on this karma, it will continue. How it continue is it like when you're suffering, you never have a good feeling, yeah? When you're suffering, you have a really bad feeling. From that bad feeling to create the negative emotion. From that negative emotion to we never do good things. We do all bad things. So when we do bad things, it will consequently come bad result, suffering. So then suffering created a negative emotion. So this is continue, it never ends. If we just leave it as it is, it never ends. It will circle. That is what it means, the cycle of existence, samsaras. So we have to figure out how to eliminate that continuum. We have to learn how to stop that one. Make sense? So that way we have to learn how to purify it. So that is it said. Yeah. So then how do we eliminate this continuous cycle of existence? Is it like a purification, through the purification? Like Adisha said, non-virtue have not good quality, but there's one quality that we can purify it. We can eliminate that non-virtues. So this particular antidote of purifying the negative is called the 100 syllable mantra of the VAJRASATTVA. So this particular is there's one called the tantra is called the arrangement of the 3 samaya. Arrangement, I think I roughly translate. In the Tibetan, it's called the Tamtsik Sungkebekyu. So or ornament of the 3 samaya, something like that. I translate as a tantra of the arrangement of the 3 samaya. That's my, I'm sure, good translate, they see really funny word, but something like that. In that tantra, mention about the how to practice at the VAJRASATTVA. And it's mostly as a peaceful VAJRASATTVA, I think, and sometime also wrathful VAJRASATTVA too, from those tantra. I also Chakra there's pretty much lots of Anuyoga Tantra mention about the VAJRASATTVA, different form. Like Chakra one is a standing, VAJRASATTVA is a standing. So it's a little bit different form. I think some have a number also different mantra itself, but this is the standing one, 100 syllable that with the VAJRASATTVA, this one. This one is called the 100 syllable mantra VAJRASATTVA. This belong to the Yoga Tantra. The Yoga Tantra, there's called the Tinyin Duba means gathering of the suchness. Then also there's called the Anuyuga Tantra, is called the Sambhuta. It's a explanatory tantra of the Sambhuta, also from those that mentioned. And meaning of those tantric meaning, there's in India called the Manjushri Kirti, one master. His name is Manjushri Kirti, and he composed the based on the tantra. He composed the sadhana. Sadhana is called the ornament of the essence. Nimbuke is his sadhana. He wrote, and there's also in his sadhana only VAJRASATTVA visualized in the front, not on like what we practice now in his sadhana. Okay, then later there's called I think follow up this. There's another called the Mamize. I think this is maybe Adisha, same one. I'm not sure. There's another master called the Mamize. He also similar. Then his student, I think his student or follower him, called the Vajrasana, Lobe Dojiteba, really famous Vajrayana master, Lobe Dojiteba. And he wrote a sadhana of the VAJRASATTVA. And in his sadhana is a VAJRASATTVA meditating on the ground, like what we have. But I don't think so. In India, those masters who wrote the sadhana, I don't think so. They have the sadhana with the VAJRASATTVA, with the consort. Yeah, I think this is a consort is maybe mostly is related to the Anuyuga Tantra. Most of Anuyuga Tantra come with the consort. It's a symbol of a union of wisdom and method. Because in the Buddhism, especially in the Vajrayana, teaching is lots of teaching come with a symbol. Sometimes they not really talk exactly what they mean. You know, so a symbol of a wisdom, union of the wisdom method come with a deity with a union. So I think based on that, maybe reason have VAJRASATTVA with a consort. And this morning's empowerment with the Pamodrobo tradition is with a consort. But our practice is not a consort. It's a VAJRASATTVA. I think especially in the Digunga and the Gamaka VAJRASATTVA is exactly the same. Half lotus posture. You know, I think Digunga and Kamakaji we practice, which is you can see later. So so those are source of basically VAJRASATTVA from the Tantra and Indian master who mainly wrote the VAJRASATTVA sadhana. Make sense? Then how to practice is we have here, thanks to the Lama Rinzin, his skill use here. We have a really nice booklet. And here you look at page 8. Actually, VAJRASATTVA start from here. So it said, on my crown is a mandala of the lotus and moon. So in this VAJRASATTVA practice, you have to visualize yourself as an ordinary person. And particularly, going to VAJRASATTVA, you visualize your ordinary person in here. So I think pretty much everyone is same. So you visualize your ordinary person. I mean, that's also makes sense. This is for the purification. If you visualize an already deity, then it sounds funny. Yeah. So ordinary, and your ordinary crown as a mandala of the or called mandala of the lotus and moon. So this mandala means the complete, basically circle or complete as a mandala also using. This is not same as a VAJRASATTVA mandala. This nothing have to do with the VAJRASATTVA mandala because not yet generate the VAJRASATTVA mandala completely. So it's a mandala of the lotus. This visualizing as is Larsa saying is on your crown, maybe one tuka. It's like a tuka like a 12, around 12 inches above your crown. About 12 inches above your crown, and visualizing first palm syllable, white in color, and that palm transform to the lotus. Then visualizing a syllable on the lotus, and transform to the moon disk. So when you're visualizing moon disk on the lotus, you cannot overflow the moon on the lotus, or it's not be too small in there. So perfectly fit inside the lotus, the moon perfectly fit, So you have to make that way. Then now here called the VAJRASATTVA with the three it's called the 3 Vajra generation stage. Sometimes it's called the Chokasung, 3 generation stage of the ceremony. I think sometimes it's called the 3 Vajra generation stage. So first one is a Hung. You're visualizing Hung. Hung is white in color. That Hung is the VAJRASATTVA's Vajra mind. Okay, so this is a sorry. VAJRASATTVA's speech. It's a generation stage of the Vajra speech, Hung syllable. Then Hung transform to the Vajra. So that Hung is like a draw by one single hair. Fine as a draw by one single hair. Then that Hung transform and it become 5-point Vajra. It said Hung syllable that transform into the white Vajra with the 5 spoke. So their Vajra have a lots of different design, 1 spoke, 3 spoke, 5 spoke, 9 spoke, 25 spoke. There are many of them, but this one is a particularly 5 spoke. 5 spoke or what called?
5 spokes.
Yeah, okay, 5 spokes. With the Hung syllable, it's a navel. The middle of the Vajra, then Hung syllable, adorned with the seed syllable. So this one is a
Is the word navel correct translation?
So it's a center, it's a better.
At the
Center, yeah.
not
Center
navel.
is a better because they translate as a literally.
not
Yeah,
navel.
and the Dewa is a could be navel because the navel is a kind of like a middle of the body, So same way. So also this one is a center. Yeah, here, talking about here.
Okay, that's
So,
center.
Yeah, I think center of the Vajra, Hung syllable, mark with a Hung syllable. That one is called the, in Latin, Vajra, mind of a hand implement. So hand implement is symbolizing as a Vajra mind in here. So that was second generation stage of the okay, hand implement, transform into the hand implement. So this time. Then said, from which emanate ray of light, and that make offering to the noble being and benefit sentient being, gather back the transform complete into a VAJRASATTVA. So one of the Rupaji master, he said, from the top of Vajra and radiate the light, and from that light to become offering in the top of the light, become offering to the 10 direction and offer to the all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, and gather light back with the blessings. Also light that is manifest from the light from the Vajra and liberate sentient being from the 6 realms. So I think that's talking about the make offering and noble beings mean all the Buddha and Bodhisattva in the 10 directions. Benefit sentient being mean the liberate sentient being from the 6 realm of the 6 different type of sufferings. So this is called the 2 kind of benefit. First, when you're offering to the Buddha and Bodhisattva, your own benefit. Through that offering to, you accumulate the merit. So your own benefit. Then when the light also liberates sentient being from the suffering and benefit of the sentient beings. Yeah, so it's a lots of time you don't see this detail, but see in the text that perform the 2 kind of benefit. That's how you see that one. That means that one. When you're offering to the Buddha and Bodhisattva, benefit for you. Buddha and Bodhisattva, they don't need your offering. You have nothing to offer them that they need. Yeah, but through they accept your offering because through that too you will accumulate the merit. So your own sake, they accept all your offering, whatever you offer, because it benefits for you. That way, if you look at the Theravada monks, when somebody offers them anything, they never say thank you. There's a reason why they don't say thank you, because they're accepting for your sake. Like in the Buddha said also in the Vinaya, when somebody offers you gold, you have to accept, don't say no. But monk cannot have gold. Yeah. So when you're accepting, you have to accept for the sake of 3 jewels, not for your sake. So that is the kind of like method in the Vinaya, also even in the Vinaya. You cannot reject their offering. At the same time, you cannot think as this is for me, because supposed to be monks, none can own that much.
Khenpo, it's like saying thank you waters down the merit, it dilutes the merit, right?
I'm not sure what that means.
Waters down or dilutes makes the merit not as big, not as large.
Less merit.
Less merit.
Yeah, I don't know that one, but the Theravada monk, they never say thank you.
To me, it sounds like the thank you redirects the merit
Mm-hmm.
rather than diminishing. So
Yeah.
it's not going to the proper place.
Yeah, maybe.
You accept
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think that their reason is they're doing is when the monk accept your donation, is like monk doing favor for you, so that way you don't have to say thank you to them. I think so. That is the reason, because I'm saying is that is how we have to react to the when we're offering to the 3 jewels or temples. We're not offering for their sake. We're offering for our sake. That way I said our benefit. Yeah, when we're offering to the 3 jewels, it's our benefit. We arrange every day here water and candle and those. You just try to not arrange those for 1 month and try to come here. Buddha will not say anything to you.
No complaints.
No complaints, Doesn't matter how much you're offering, Buddha smile. Doesn't matter even you're not offering anything, he smiles still. Nothing changed. Because for him, that is always a one taste, no different. But our sake, we offering. So that way, all the offering to the noble beings on the Buddha and Bodhisattva or 3 jewels, we do our sake. So that way, it's a benefit for us. Then, of course, when we helping sentient beings, liberating them from the suffering, and clearly that is a benefit of other beings. So this is called the 2 kind of benefit from benefit sentient beings, gather back, then transform complete into VAJRASATTVA. This is called the completion of the body. So here is a 3 Vajra. Vajra body, Vajra speech, Vajra mind. So sometimes this is called the 3 Vajra generation. First, seed syllable as a Vajra speech. Seed syllable transformed to the hand implement. It's called the Vajra mind. Then hand implement transformed to the particular deity is called the Vajra body. Okay, so sometimes it's used as a 3 Vajra, sometimes used as a 3 generation stage. As a name, it doesn't matter, but this is a 3 or the body, speech, mind of the enlightened. So this is a main visualization of the how to generating the VAJRASATTVA. Make sense? His body is wide and peak of the glacier is a sunlight. Now, the VAJRASATTVA have a outer VAJRASATTVA, inner VAJRASATTVA, secret VAJRASATTVA, ultimate VAJRASATTVA. So first we're talking about the outer VAJRASATTVA. Outer VAJRASATTVA is you have to visualize as a VAJRASATTVA as a body. So what does it look like as a VAJRASATTVA body? This is, I think, important we must visualize the VAJRASATTVA body. So also, same time, this is outer, inner, secret, and ultimate VAJRASATTVA. Also, same time, there's a called generation stage with the 5 characteristics: clarity, purity, divine pride, naturally empty, and union. I think so. Those are characteristics of the generation stage of the when we're visualizing. So first one is called the clarity. Clarity means that you have to practice, try to visualizing clearly VAJRASATTVA's body. It's not come immediately when you try to visualize. Also, sometimes when you get in too much negative, not negative karma. In the Tibetan, we call the kor. Your visualization get worse. Clarity is getting worse. I experienced, I think that one, because when I was young, I don't have that much exposure of food and clothes is come from those high lamas. So my visualization is more clear than later, because later pretty much I ate everything from the holiness, food, clothes, and living, everything is kind of basically come from the holiness. So that way it's a kind of like 3 jewels belonging. Make sense? So that way it's a little bit become negative to obscuration of a visualization. Actually, I experience this because of those. I don't know how to explain. His Holiness Yawan Dubai is called the black money. It's not really black money as a Western way to say it. You know, because I think this reason is like when the money is belong to the 3 jewels, belong to the Sangha or belong to the High Lama, it has a heavy negative. What is heavy negative is because there's people offer to us with a big hope, you know. So you have all those hopes, responsibility when you eat them. So in the monastery, we eat all from the holiness. Like for example, our monastery, we eat from all the holiness. So whatever people offer to the holiness have a really heavy negative, what called hope. People.
Or heavy emotion?
No. People offering for not for there are no reason. You know, they always have reasons. They always have a hope. You know, they always bring to the whatever money said.
Heavy expectation.
Yes, I think so. From that expectation to it becoming heavier. Make sense? So that reason, I think maybe so sometimes it can be declined because of those reasons. So now I have some problem. We have to exercise and try to make clear. First one, try to visualizing clearly. Maybe what you do is you can focus from the crown and go down to the until to reach to the lotus. And from the lotus to again, first focus on the lotus and try to focus on the knee and try to focus on the belly area, then try to focus on the chest and try to focus on the neck and try to focus on the head and the crown and go up. So but one by one, so what call this, like
Incrementally? Step by step?
Yeah, step by step, or kind of like zoomy, like zoomy. Then sometime also, time to time also change to try to visualize the whole body. That is an exercise to how to become a clarity. So here, what we're visualizing is he has a one face, 2 hand, right hand hold the Vajra with a 5 spoke, heel at his heart, and the left hand hold the Vajra handle bell resting at his waist. His legs are partially crossed like half lotus, and he is adorned with a silk and jewel ornament. So that is we have to visualize silk and jewel ornament as a basically symbol of what called the Sambhogakaya. So one thing is size. Not necessarily you have to be big one or not necessarily small one. Just do the comfortable one. Size visualizing is just comfortable one. And the color must white, like as earlier said, like a snow mountain with the sunlight, white like that. That's a symbol of the pure. And bodies is more like a youthful. You have to visualize it as all the Bodhisattva must visualize it as a youth, really young, youthful, because that is how they're always remain that kind of enlightened activity. And I think this is just that is the main way and try to visualizing that one. And also sometimes maybe you can look the image like photo, tanga, statue. But when you're visualizing, it's not photo, it's not tanga, it's not statue, it's not like a kind of like a, you have to be visualizing as a living one, breathing one, live one, real Vajrasattva. Yeah. So that one. Then second one is called the reminding of the purity. Reminding of the purity. Purity is Buddha. Basically, Buddha have no form. Buddha's body is beyond our eyes can see. Human eye is called sometimes it's called the bubble eye, because it's like water bubble. Okay, bubble eye. As if that flesh eyes see only limited object. Many things we couldn't see. Yeah, I think before maybe we have this hard to believe, but now scientists figure out certain people, they couldn't see certain color. Yeah. And I heard some animal only see the 2 color or something. Yeah, black and white. Yeah.
If you close your eyes and you look at the sun, the redness, it'll turn the whole environment black and white.
You also perceive things upside down and your mind turns it upside up.
So basically, human eye have a limitation to see. Also distance, we only see the certain distance. Yeah. And a lots of object we couldn't see. That way, lots of spirit around us we couldn't see actually. And lots of people talking about the moon, there's beings or not. Definitely those planets have essential beings. It doesn't mean that we will see all them. Our camera can capture them.
Does Vajrasattva have a Nirmanakaya form or only Sambhogakaya?
I think Sambhogakaya, yeah.
Just Sambhogakaya.
Yeah. I haven't seen Nirmanakaya form, but of course I have Nirmanakaya form. All Buddha have those 3 kayas. All Buddha are same. Have to have all 3 kayas. But I don't know exactly this is Vajrasattva name like Amitabha, I don't know exactly this is Nirmanakaya, this is Sambhogakaya, but we only know the Sambhogakaya one. I think so. So that way we have to, we have to know the meaning of the purity of the meaning of why he appearing this way. Appearing, each deity have their own meaning. Appearing. So it's just like when you buy the medicine, you not try to read from the pill. You try to read from the label. Because from the pill, you cannot read anything. You cannot tell for what purpose of that medicine. So same way, it's beyond our capacity to can see the pale of enlightened true quality. Yeah. So what we can see is we can see only can read the label of the appearance. So that way Buddha manifests as that kind of form. So inner quality as seen as by the outer appearance of the deity. So that way we have to know. If they said, one of a great retreat master said, if you don't know the deity's purity, pure meaning, you can say pure meaning?
Yes, the pure.
It's the same as a statue without the consecrate, like empty statue. Even you visualizing the deity without the knowing of the pure purity of the pure meaning is like a unconsecrated statue. So that way you have to know the purities. So like, I mean, this is some other comment, like why is he is sitting on the lotus? Lotus as a sign of a free from the faults of samsara. And why he's sitting on the moon disk. And the moon disk is a sign of free from the ignorance. And also he have a compassion, coolness of the compassion. Free from the heat of afflicted emotions. And why Vajrasattva is white in colors? Purity of the Dharmakaya, free from the stain. That way have to be very white. One face as a Dharmakaya, and two arms as a two truth, relative truth and absolute truth. Each hand holding the one implement. Right hand hold the vajra, left hand hold the bell. And vajra as a symbolizes a method, bell is a symbolizes a wisdom. His half hair is a make hair knot, top knot. As a showing as he's free from all the competition, unsurpassable state, and also Lord of all the family. And he's wearing the what called the 5 crown ornament, and it's a symbol of the completion of the wisdom. So this 5 crown, wrathful have a skull cup, peaceful have a 5 Buddha family ornament of the 5 crown. Can say 5 crown, yeah, crown ornament. Actually, only can have enlightened beings. A worldly being cannot have, because that is a symbol of enlightened. So this Lord of the Death, we have the will of samsara, Lord of the Death, cannot have those 5 crowns. There's a mistake. Artists make mistake, I think, because they saw it's wrathful, so all wrathful should have that 5 crowns. Yeah, I think shouldn't have that 5 crowns of the Lord of the Death. In the Ladakh, in the Dagu monastery, there's called the Shechukul. In that monastery, there is one, they have a painting, it doesn't have 5 crowns. So this is a kind of complete or perfection of the wisdom, symbol of the perfection of the 5 wisdom, or symbol of the perfection of the ornament of the 5 Buddha family. Yeah. So that way, this only enlightened being can have this 5 crowns. And all the jewel ornament as a CD, and all the fulfilling the sentient beings, whatever they wish, like wish fulfilling true. And he's wearing the right red color skirt. Yeah. And this is a symbol of the magnetizing, of the compassion that magnetizes sentient beings. And I think in our as a Vajrasattva is a half lotus posture, as a not in the samsara, not in the nirvana, beyond the samsara and nirvana. Yeah. Or can say right hand is loose one is in the samsara, left hand is a nirvana, because even they come to the samsara, is still not left from the nirvana. They not become a samsaric beings. Can say, yeah. So it's also can say free from extreme of samsara and nirvana. Yeah. So I think that much. that is what we should visualizing clearly, also try to see the true what called the purity, pure meaning of Vajrasattva. Then third one is called divine pride. Yeah. So the many commentary, many teachings said, even you cannot visualizing clearly the deity, any deity, whatever you're practicing, as not kind of like not shortage with the practice, can say, like not totally missing, or how to say this, like not totally lacking of the practice as a complete practice of perfection, not lacking perfection of the practice by cannot visualizing clearly. But if you don't have a divine pride, then even you can visualizing clearly, still it's not perfection. So you need the confidence of this is truly Vajrasattva, what I visualize. Because if you don't have that one, you may think, oh, this is my imagination, this is my thinking, this is my visualize. Then it's not become real. Then you try to receive a blessing from the artificial. Artificial only give you the blessing of the artificial blessing. And so if you think this is a potential meditation, then they will purify the potential way, not real purification. Yeah. So you need to truly believe on that. I think this is a key point of the being Vajrayana practice. Like one time I had a conversation with some friends about the mantra. So he said, what is the most important part of the mantra? Meaning of the mantra, pronunciation of the mantra, or sound of the mantra, or the what called the shape of the mantra. Shape. What is most important for the mantra?
Well, confidence.
Yeah. So I think most important is a confidence. More important is a faith, devotion. Because if you look this way, except those all the Indian Mahasiddha or scholar and some Tibetan great translator like a Marba, rest of most of Asian, they don't know what is the meaning of the mantra. Like I can say Tibetan, most of Tibetan, we don't know all those mantras meaning. Really, truly, we don't have a deep understanding of the meaning of those mantras. Then forget about the pronunciation. Really. Yes?
What about concentration? Wouldn't you say that is better than confidence? A concentrated mind would be focused on the meaning and it would remain present.
Yeah, something like that. So pronunciation, I think most of Asian, except the Indian, we couldn't say correct pronunciation. Like I was listening from someone really who know the Sanskrit and reciting the 100-syllable mantra. And what we normally recite, they're totally different. It sounds like he's reciting something else. Especially this, the mantra, when he recite, actually he recite like a kind of a talking in the Hindi. Really like more like talking. When we recite, they're totally different. So pronunciation also not good. And most of Asian cannot say correct pronunciation, except the Indian. When come to the Tibet, pronunciation change. Yeah. There's one one master in India, he had a tongue problem, pronunciation, so he couldn't say clearly. But he was a really highly accomplished Vajakiliya yogi. Then Sajja Pindita, one of the great scholars from Tibet, he need his help to do some perform. Then he went to see him. Then all the mountain, all the birds singing Vajakiliya mantra. Or the water run, some become a Vajakiliya mantra. Tree move, the leaves, Vajakiliya mantra, sound. All environments become a Vajakiliya mantra. Then we reached to that yogi, and he couldn't say correct pronunciation. He said, "Oh, bacha chili chili asoha." So it should be kili kili, not chili. So then Sajja Pindita, he said, "Your pronunciation is wrong. Should be kili kili." And that master bring his what called dice, purba,
The purple.
purba, and he put on the rock. This is my result of my chili chili. Now you try your kili kili. Yeah. So you couldn't do that one. Yeah.
So it's always been kind of a quandary for me. We in the West, I feel like we mispronounce the mispronunciation of the original.
Yes,
Wouldn't it be better if we mispronounce the original?
it's the same.
Even though
Same.
even though we got the mispronounce, even though the transmission was a mispronunciation to begin with, and we're trying to imitate that.
Don't worry about that. I
For
think
example, Om Mani Padme Hum.
Yeah.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Is it wrong to say Om Mani Padme Hum, even though it may not be the exact pronunciation of the original?
Mane Padme Hum is a more correct pronunciation. You try to become a more closer. Yeah. So, but this is a problem when you're worrying too much on those pronunciation, right or wrong. This is, I don't know, is it true or not. I heard this story in Tibet. One guy every day goes to circumambulation for the Potala. And he recite the mantra, and with the prayer will go every day. And the Dalai Lama, one Dalai Lama looking from the Potala temple, and he see that guy have a white umbrella on his crown. Not like a market umbrella, white umbrella. Then Dalai Lama really amazed on that, and he called to that guy to come to Potala, his resident, and asked, "What you recite?" He said, "I will recite the white umbrella mantra." And Dalai Lama asked him, "Can you recite for me?" And he recited totally mistaking and missing and a lot of like that line, And Dalai Lama helped him to correct. "I will help you to correct, because you have lots of mistake there." Then tomorrow he recited the correct one from the Dalai Lama, and his umbrella gone. Then Dalai Lama called him, said, "I think you are right. I was wrong. Just go back to your original one."
So the bottom line.
So bottom line is coming there. Don't worry. Don't rush. So bottom line is if you have a confidence, if you have a faith, if you have a devotion, then it doesn't matter which way you do. So that way divine pride is a way important. Divine pride means that you need a confidence of this is a real deity, not my imagination. If you don't have that confidence, then nothing is a work. So like recite the mantra or visualizing the deity, whatever, everything is the most important as I think at the faith and trust. Make sense? So those story is coming from that point is we need build the confidence of that particular.
You have a question on Zoom.
Yeah. So this confidence of whatever I'm visualizing is a real. I think this main reason about why we have to invite the wisdom being to deserve to the Samaya being and make more confident. It's not just only your imagination, your mentally projection. and that is a wisdom being invite and dissolve to the samaya being, then it's those are become inseparable. That makes it more authentic. I think that is the main reason is why we have to invite the wisdom beings. Then fourth one is called the naturally empty. So this one also we will have later it come. Okay, so then fourth one is called the naturally empty. Naturally empty is when we visualizing the deity's image, it's an illusory body, like a moon or sun reflection in the water, or like your body reflection in the mirror, that kind of. There's a real, but you cannot catch. You cannot, do anything with that. So it's not like a imagination, but it's not solid. So it means that you cannot visualize in deity as a form, what we have like a statue. Yeah. So it's a living, but living as a not like our body with the flesh and bone. So have to be illusory body. So that is, I think it's called the Rambo like a body, a Vajra body, Rambo like a Vajra body. That's called the Rambola body or Chilu Torchiku. Then fifth one is called the naturally inseparable. Inseparable nature. So when we say empty nature, it's like a nothingness, not a nothingness, or appearance as a not really truly existence. So it's called the nature phase of appearance as an empty, and appearance is a naturally radiant of the emptiness. Make sense? So this is a whatever appearance is appearing from the emptiness. I think this is what we can say this way. All the other element can function because of the space. If there's no space, none of element can function. Make sense? Because of all other element, we can recognize what does the space mean. If there's nothing, there's no, you cannot say this is space. So this is two combination of this is two as empty and appearance as inseparable. That is what is a union mean. It's what is an inseparable mean. So these four as a kind of four characteristic of a deity. Make sense? Yeah. Of the any deity. I mean, in this case, we visualize some VAJRASATTVA on our crown. And sometimes we visualize ourselves as a VAJRASATTVA can be, or we can ourselves visualize as any particular deity. So these five characters is can apply for any deities. Long as it belongs to the Vajrayana sadhana, any deity, you can apply these five characteristics. So this is called the outer VAJRASATTVA of appearance of the deity's form of the deity's Vajra body. Can say deity's Vajra body, form of Vajra body. And so he said, with three places of the three, this visualization of VAJRASATTVA are marked with the Om, Ah, and Hum syllable. Ray of light emanate from them, the inviting the wisdom being and the embodiment of the deity consisting of the five Buddha family Za Hung Bam Ho, they become inseparable from the commitment beings. So it means the visualization of Vajrasattva was marked with the Om Ah Hung. This is a Om Ah Hung syllable of the enlightened Vajra body, Vajra speech, and Vajra mind as a white Om, red Ah, and blue Hung. Then also inviting the empowerment deities, because as this morning I mentioned, there's a 3 types of empowerments called the causal empowerment, path empowerment, and result empowerment. So causal empowerment is called the Yuiwan. We receive from the guru, from the someone, that's called the causal empowerment. So once we receive that one, and we have to receive continually through our practice, it's called the path empowerment. Like many of Anuyoga Tantric practice, you can see that empowerment. Like some of them have a more detail, some have a less, but they always mention those empowerment, inviting the empowerment deity. And here they said, invite the wisdom beings. Empowerment deity consists of the 5 Buddha families. So Buddha family means that it belong to the particular group or particular characteristics, categories. So this is I think because of the enlightened body, speech, mind, quality, and activity, they divide it into the 5 families. So Tathagata family means the enlightened body, like Buddha Vajrayana, and Lotus family means the enlightened speech, like Buddha Amitabha, and Vajra family means the enlightened mind, like Buddha Akshobhya, and Jewel family of the enlightened quality, like Buddha Ranasambhava, and what called the Karma family, like enlightened activity. Jewel family as an enlightened quality, sorry. The Karma family as an enlightened activity, as a Buddha Amagasiddhi. So these 5 Buddha are characteristic of the 5 enlightened quality, can say quality? Yeah. So that way, those called the 5 families. It doesn't mean there's only, this Buddha have only this quality. It doesn't mean that way, but it's a symbolizing by that. Make sense? Deities consisting of the 5 Buddha family, Za Hung Bam Ho. So this 4 mantra. So Za as a some saying is a when you said Za, and you have to visualize as a goddess with the holding the hook, like you put it on the hook on you're here and pull, hook, and Za as a hook. So that way we do like this hook, like this, and Za Hung as it's like rope, and rope bring them together or tied together. Za Hung, and Bam as a what called chain. Yeah, chain.
Yes.
Chain make those 2 Jnana Sattva and wisdom beings as inseparable. Za Hung Bam. Za Hung Bam. Sorry. Za Hung. Sorry. Za as a hook, Hung as a rope, Bam as a chain, and Ho as a bell. And bell make the delightful. I think if they are separate, they'll never be delightful. They're always a conflict. So
You don't have to do the 2.
I think this is, yeah, I think something to do, but basically this making like bell. Za Hung Bam Ho. The Turve. Yeah, most of Tibetan are lazy, so just do like this.
I've heard the hook of compassion.
Yeah, you can say yes. So for immeasurable. Yeah. Yeah, you can say for immeasurable love, compassion, joy, equanimity. Yeah, this every four you can put there for noble truth, for training of the mind. Yeah, all four can be
For
part of that.
joy.
Yeah, yeah, according to the Vajrayana. So this is basically by this four mantra and this Jnana Sattva and Samaya Sattva. Samaya means your commitment. What commitment means what you visualize is called the commitment beings. And Jnana Sattva means the wisdom beings. So that is what you invite them from the Pure Land, and those become inseparable by this mantra. So in the Vajrayana, Ha Nga Chaja Dinginzi, right? Deity, mantra, muntra, samadhi, all go together. So, like we have a visualize as a deity, mantra is Zahom Bamho, muntra is what we did, and the samadhi is what we visualize. So they are cannot be separated. Mantra is the deity, and deity is the mantra. Make sense? But still, right now we're talking about the outer Vajrasattva. Okay, then what is why we invite in the empowerment deities? This is a requesting to the please bestow me the empowerment through the empowerment deity from us. As those pray and empowerment deity, they bestow the empowerment by the means of the liquid from the vase which fill my body, and exists the liquid transform into the five Buddha family as my crown and ornament, and the empowerment deity dissolve into Vajrasattva. So one of the master said, when we take shower normally, and said only wash the skin. When the purified through the like empowerment, it's not just only washing the skin, washing inside too, completely purified. And nectar is when it's purified, then completely fill your body with the wisdom nectar of a bodhicitta, and that is not just only fill, overflowed on your crown. And when you on the overflow on the crown, and that crown is transformed to the five Buddha family. So this is a symbol of a purified. As earlier I mentioned, five Buddha family ornament is the only symbol of the enlightened one. So through this empowerment, when empowerment of nectar or the water from the vase get on the crown chakra through the central, what call this?
Point of Brahma.
Yeah, point of Brahma to get to the inside the central channel, and all the body, obscuration of body is washed away, purified the physically body, receive the body initiation, and that what the nectar of the bodhicittas reach to the throat, and speech, purify all the speech, and receive the enlightenment Vajra speech. When reach to the heart, purify all the mind obscuration. And when reach to the navel, purify all the subtle obscuration. Then from there too, nothing left purified, and water overflowed. The nectar of bodhicitta overflowed. So after the purifying, this is the same as what we're visualizing in the like a Guru Yoga, we receive the empowerment. So most of the empowerment is the same that way. I mean, purifying. So this is all the especially path empowerment from related to the path empowerment. So then that is a transform to the five Buddha family. Can say crown? Yeah.
The crown.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we now? And then the empowerment they just dissolve in the Vajrasattva. Okay. Then there's one offering on Vajrasattva Saparivari Argampatiza Sohas. There's this offering system is a come from the Indian culture. In India, when special guests come, they have this ceremony, washing feet, and also drinking water for the when you eating food, you know. And someone told me later, why Indian people don't have not have a bad stomach, because they're doing lots of water, so that acid not hurt their stomach. So drinking water for the eating. Then of course there's a flower, incense, candle.
This is almost any guest.
Uh-huh.
Anytime a guest comes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only offering of music is an Alexa now or a Siri home.
Yeah.
You want your house to smell good, so you have like incense going,
Yeah.
or a deodorizer. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. You would have clean water for people to drink and soap so people can wash their hands. I think we still do all these 8 offerings.
I mean, yeah, but it's, particularly in India, they have a washing feet outside.
Yeah.
They still do the traditional one. People, you know, before guests come inside.
Yeah, we just use water.
Yeah, don't yeah. So this is I mean, Buddhism is come from India, so there are lots of Indian culture related. So those is, but many is said VAJRASATTVA Saparivar. It means the VAJRASATTVA mean the deity, Saparivar mean the all the regions, all the family, the whatever belong to the VAJRASATTVA's mandala, everyone. And said Saparivar Argam Partisa Soha. So this is offering. Lots of people doing this one. I don't think so. I think that's a proper way to do, like a Argam Partisa Soha, this 2 snap.
Yeah, 3 upper realms and 3
No,
lowers, right?
no.
They're just up.
This is called the offering snap. This is called the giving snap. Like when we do the Torma offering, only do down. So when you giving down, this is offering to the clearly offering to the VAJRASATTVA. Yeah, so I think this is, but in Tibet, lots of people do both. I see this one. Every tradition, they do like this. Everyone do like this. But I think this is meaning going up. Also, when you're doing the blessing of the offering, you don't do this one. When the blessing one is said, if you see the ahung after the argam, it's a blessing. So they don't do the snap. Snap is a sign language of saying take. Yeah, so the blessing one is don't do snap. I think this one of the Tibetan master said this his instruction, and this offering facing up the hand is basically saying offering, and facing down is this is giving. Like when we give the torma to the spirit, only do down like this. This is a sign language to the take. So when we do this kind of deity offering, I don't think so need to do both. That's my guess. Okay, I cannot say don't do, or you know, that's my guess. I think no need to do both. That's I don't know. We have to involve to the, you know, spirit to give into them. I don't know, but basically argam mean the drinking water, padyam mean the washing feet water, pushpi mean the flower, dupam should be pushpam, dupam, alokam should be not pe, because pe become a female. So talk about the goddess. Pushpe mean the female. Pushpam mean the flower. So Pushpe means the female goddess who holding the flower holding goddess. So I think that they're a little bit different, but I'm not expert, so I cannot make the you know, ultimate decision, but there's something like that. Alokam mean the candle, Gandhi mean the perfume. I don't know, it's a perfume or lots of people use it as a sandal water. Sandal water is not about the smell. It's especially sandal water, not about the smell. They put it on the chest to cool down. Sandalwood water, I think. because India is so hot. So that way they said put on the heart. Otherwise it should be put in. If there's a smell, put on the nose. Why put on the heart? Yeah. So I think cooling down. This is my guessing. Okay, I'm just sharing my thought. And then nividi as a food, shabda as a music. To those who are fully embodied of the three kaya, I offer outer inner secret suchness offering with my body, wealth, and the whole phenomena of the appearance and existence. Please accept them as the grand mean, the unsurpassable supreme attainment. Outer as a universe, inner as a sentient beings, and secret as a what called a great bliss, and suchness as a emptiness. So that is what is offering in the. So like for example, outer offering is a planet, planet, the tree, house, all those. Inner offering as a sentient beings, and secret offering as a like four joys. Mostly is this related to the Vajrayana, four joys. Then suchness offering as a Mahamudra, meditation on the Mahamudra. So those all become a part of the offering. Offering not need to always be, So also we said there's a three type of offerings. Lesser offering mean the material. Mediocre offering is a lesser offering is a material, yeah. Lesser offering is a material. Medium offering is a service. And a supreme offering is a practice. So from the practice, if you meditate on the Mahamudra, that is the greatest offering to your guru, to the three jewels. Make sense? There's no greater offering than practice the Dharma. Why? Because all the guru are supposed to be embodiment of the enlightened beings. When they manifest in his body form, they not come for the fundraising money. They come for liberate sentient beings. So if they, they follow what they're meditating, they're practicing seriously, that's the best offering you can give to the guru, to the three jewels. They are no better offering than practicing seriously. So my body, wealth, and all the phenomena of the appearance and existence, please accept them, grant me the supreme, unsurpassable, supreme enlightenment. So what is the unsurpassable, supreme enlightenment? Attainment, yeah, attainment, supreme attainment. So Buddhahood. They are known better than Buddhahood. Yeah.
When it says supreme attainment, does it mean the perfection of the 9 stages of samadhi and the 10 bhumis?
No.
Buddhahood.
Buddhahood. Because 9 stage and 10 bhumi, there's still someone above. That way it's not becoming unsurpassable.
So it's only a bodhisattva.
Yeah, that's bodhisattva is not unsurpassable. They're surpassable. Okay. So Buddha is above them. Once you reach Buddha, there's nothing go beyond that. Basically there's a 4 type of enlightenment. Sharvaka enlightenment, Patigya Buddha enlightenment, Bodhisattva enlightenment, Buddha enlightenment. So that's Buddha, which is the enlightenment, is the unsurpassable.
So Sharvaka is more like Arhat?
Yeah, they are Arhat. Both of them are Arhat.
That's the goal of the elder tradition, Hinayana?
And so, I don't know, outer tradition of Hinayana is basically, yeah, so some like Hinayana vehicle or Hinayana, or they call the Sharvaka vehicles. So that's the main goal, is a liberation. No, Still there's a way to go. Higher than that. That's called the Buddha.
I read at least you can't fall back. once you
Yeah.
get there.
Then I pay homage to the Vajra holder, VAJRASATTVA, the Mahasattva, the embodiment of all the Vajra, Tathagata, the promoted Vajra Samadabhadra. So this is it. Praise. In the Vajrayana, praise is normally called the root mantra. Then actually recitation mantra is called the essence mantra, very essence mantra, but the root mantra is called the praise. More you do the praise is to get closer to the deity, that one. So that praise bring to the closer to the deity. So this is the praise of the VAJRASATTVA. So this is it. Vajra Samadabhadra is not talking about the Buddha Samadabhadra. This Vajra Samadabhadra is talking about the primordial Buddha. It's not like related to directly to the Samadabhadra Buddha. What I don't think so. This is basically talking about the primordial Buddha.
Vajradhara?
No, nothing have to do with Vajradhara or particular. It's just primordial Buddha. So Samadabhadra means said always be excellent. Basically, meaning of the Samadabhadra word, always be excellent. So that is a VAJRASATTVA is always be excellent. Primordially pure. Not like some things reasonably promote. I think something have to do with like that. Yeah. So that way it's called
So when it says praise with this and so forth,
yeah.
is it talking about these two paragraphs before the mantra? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Does it include the Dukkhardawa Kekordi thing too?
No.
No.
So this
Just-
until this one now it's called the VAJRASATTVA of the outer VAJRASATTVA.
Okay.
Now as an inner VAJRASATTVA. Yeah, I mentioned this morning. There's a four. Earlier I mentioned there are four: outer, inner, secret, and suchness. So outer VAJRASATTVA is that one. We're visualizing clearly, complete. Now inner VAJRASATTVA said at the heart of the VAJRASATTVA is a moon mandala. Urban it is a hung syllable surrounded by the 100-syllable mantra rotating clockwise. So I think this little bit like this. VAJRASATTVA have in the crown chakra Om, yeah, at the throat chakra A, and heart chakra Hum. This is called the in Latin body, speech, mind. I think little bit below that Hum, little bit lower. This is called the Tuge Mencha. It means the little bit lower part of the heart. Hung syllable surrounded by the 100-syllable mantra. So that Hung syllable is the VAJRASATTVA of the Lord of the family. Then 100-syllable is called the 100 peaceful and wrathful. 100 peaceful and wrathful is a 5 Buddha family. 5 Buddha family, how to become 100 is each Buddha family have a 5 Buddha family. Like a Tathagata family have a Tathagata of the, Rana, those all, each Buddha have. So that way it's each one is a 5 times 5 is become a 25. Yeah.
Because of the residents.
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Buddha field, like I'm gonna go see the
Yeah,
emperor.
yeah, yeah. Those are each one have their, that is showing us like each in Latin have basically all those qualities. So that way become 25. Yeah. Then that 25 is a multiplied by 4 female Buddha. So that way 25 times 4 become 100. That is how become 100 peaceful wrathful deity. So 100 peaceful wrathful deity is a inseparable of the 5 Buddha family. That 5 Buddha family is multiplied to the 100 peaceful wrathful. How to multiply 100 peaceful wrathful is a 5, each one have their own 5. Yeah. 5 family, each family have 5 family. That 5 family multiplied by the 4 female Buddha 4 times. So the 4 times 4 times 24. Yeah. 4 times 24 become 100.
25.
Yeah, 25 become 100. So that is what is 100 peaceful and wrathful. So that way showing us a surrounding the 100 syllable as the symbolizing as 100 peaceful and wrathful deity, and the VAJRASATTVA as a lord of the family of the 6th family. So those all the 100 peaceful and wrathful is a manifest from the VAJRASATTVA, because that mantra is a manifest from the Hung syllable. 100 syllable mantra manifests from the Hung syllable. Make sense? So that way, VAJRASATTVA is the lord of the family, and all the other is a manifest from the VAJRASATTVA, other family. That reason this 100 syllable mantra is come, I think. So at the VAJRASATTVA's and the heart moon disk, on the moon disk, Vajra, white in color, 5-spoke Vajra, white in color. In the center of the Vajra, not the navel, center of the Vajra, and Hung syllable. That Hung syllable is called the Tukso, heart of VAJRASATTVA. Tukso, yeah, heart, how to say, yeah, heart essence of the VAJRASATTVA, or awareness of the VAJRASATTVA, or awareness of our own, and surrounded by those 100 syllables, they are circled to the clockwise. So mantra, there's a 2 kind of clockwise circling, counterclockwise circling. Yeah. If that mantra is a circle in the clockwise, 1, the mantra face out, face outside. 2, when you're pointing, you're putting, you have to counterclockwise. Om Baza Satu Sama Ya Manu Bala, like that, counterclockwise. One that's a plenty, it's called like you putting 1 by 1 mantra, you just pick up from somewhere, put it on the moon, it's become a clockwise. Om to start until Sadu Hung. It's become a counterclockwise. Then once you plane the counterclockwise, then it is rotating to the clockwise. So, and mantra should be facing outside. But if like a Chakrasambhavara and Vajravarahi is, then mantra should be facing inward, because the what called it is a counterclockwise rotating. So that is also have to do with the father tantra and mother tantra. So because the father tantra is mean the wisdom is right side, mother tantra it mean the wisdom is left side. So when we do circumambulation, wisdom become inside. This is my guess. I think all, but I don't think so anybody will agree with me, but I think all the male should go to circumambulation for the clockwise. All the female circumambulation should go to the counterclockwise. because male right side is a wisdom and female left side is wisdom. Right, wisdom and method is a switch to the when it comes to the male and female. So that way, on the mother tantra is always a counterclockwise because wisdom have to come inside. And there's one holiness Yawan Drupa. He have wrote one a praise for the Mount Kailash. He said all those who daga circumland on the clockwise, all the dagini circumland on the counterclockwise. And all the Buddha circumland in the center, he said. Because there's no direction. That's that's a relative label.
And no gender? Or-
Yeah. Say.
It's interesting you said that, because I remember last year, there was an Indian couple, the man was going around the stupa, and the woman was going around the stage. So what did they? Yes.
Maybe there's something have to do. I saw in the Vajrayana Tantra said male, is it talking about the gender? Male, right, wisdom, left, method. Female, left, wisdom, right, method. So that way, when it comes to the mantra, the deities and the father tantra, is a mostly is an aspect of the wisdom. I mean, the method is called the father tantra. It's nothing have to do with the gender. Mainly method is called the father tantra. Mostly it's wisdom emphasizing. It's called the wisdom emphasizing. It's called the mother tantra. So then come to the father tantra and mother tantra, and there's a circumambulation is different. Like when we receive the chakra sambhava empowerment, we have to go to counterclockwise to circumambulate the mandala. So it is have to do with the wisdom and the method. So that's my guessing.
I think Vajra Tantra really talks about this.
Also, like laying on your like men are supposed to lay on the right side and women on the left, right?
I don't know that part. I
Laying
don't
down.
know. Some say it's a Buddha why he lay down on the right because he liked to see the sunset.
Oh.
I heard that somebody said because when he's facing to the north and lay down, right, you can see the sunset. I don't know if that's true or not.
That would be interesting to research.
I face the ceiling and just snore really loudly.
So Buddha passed away that way, So I don't know. Those are, but sleeping part is I really don't know that. I never heard anything. But circumambulation, I think there's some we need to research. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So this is called the inner Vajrasattva of the mantra. And some said you can rotate in the mantra, or mantra itself is just standing in the same place by rotating the sound and light. Because I heard someone said when the rotating, it's kind of like I have to do light with that kind of sound, with the sound and light as a rotating, but not the mantra. Some say this. There's like I think each one have their.
That sounds like it's more effort involved.
Yeah. Yes.
I think we learned that in Marathi, didn't we?
Yeah, I've mentioned it a few times.
Holiness? Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
Then here said Ombaza Samaya Manova Bazasattva Sawa City Mempreza Saugamasu, Mishira Ha Hopa, go and Sawatanga, the Bezamam, Mizibo, Masamaya Sato. So, when I recite this as many times as possible, ray of light emanate from the hum and syllable and the mantra garland that purify the wrongdoing and obscuration of the sentient beings, and make offering to all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, and the stream of the nectar of the wisdom flow from the Vajrasattva's heart, which consecrate of the concentrate and dissolve into the hum syllable and mantra garland. So hum and the syllable emanate the mantra light, like a mini light. Especially they said hum, I think especially blue light, but also multicolor light, the mainly blue light, because the heart is a blue color, So then the Vajrasattva's mantra seed syllable is a white. The seed syllable of the hum at the heart is the blue. So those manifest light. Okay. Here, I think two things he said. First is a garland and purify the wrongdoing and obscuration of the sentient beings as earlier. So that light is a what called the deserved to the 6 realms, and 6 realms sentient beings are purified from the obscuration of their negative karma and in their sufferings. And generally, all the samsara is tortured by the 3 types of sufferings, and particularly each realm, like hell beings, main suffering is a hot and cold. Hungry ghosts, main suffering is hunger and thirst. Animals, main suffering is a stupidity. Humans, main suffering is 4 great sufferings: suffering of birth, suffering of aging, suffering of the death, suffering of sickness. And demigods suffering is a jealousy and fighting. And god realms suffering is a that before their death they will see their rebirth. Make sense? So the place where they're going to born. So that kind of suffering, and that is like they experience that's 7 days. So 50 years of the human life is 4 Dharma kings 1 day. So 50 times 7. Yeah, 350 years of the human life they will see. And 33 god realms 700 years as our human 100 year is there 1 day. We'll expect that 700, it will be really long. Yeah, they're going to see, they know they're going to die. They're going to see what kind of birth they're going to reborn.
I really smell that, like people abandon them when they're going to die.
Those are nothing compared to the seeing that your next life.
Well, if abandoned for 700 years, that's lonely.
Yeah, I think abandoned is abandoned, but then you're going to see that most of these reborn in the low realm. Why? Because they burn all the good karma there. They never accumulate the good karma, So that is when our life is doing good, you have to be careful with that.
Do you mind if we took a little break? It's 4 o'clock.
Now just only 1 hour. That's need a break.
Let's go.
Yeah, just I will finish this one, then break. Okay. You can take a short break. So there's one Doboka Center Rinpoche. I think I was thinking maybe we'll do tomorrow. He said this divide, like a first maybe two, like if you, for example, you go to say you go to chant 100,000 Vajrasattva mantra, like first 200 mantra reciting, only meditating, light radiate from the 100 syllable mantra and purifying the sentient being, or the sixth class of the sentient beings purifying. Then next few hundreds, you recite the mantra and offering to all the Buddha and Bodhisattva at the 10 direction and return the nectar of the blessing and dissolve to the Vajrasattva's hung syllable, the nectar. And from that hung syllable through and producing through all the nectar and the next few hundred and to fulfill whole Vajrasattva's body. So that he said, just take time to step by step those. It's better than just try to do everything one time. So just whatever, how much you going to decide and divide them for the, yeah.
So how is it, Khenpo, 100, one mala, you do 100 syllable mantra.
Yeah.
And then you visualize for purifying the sentient being.
Yes. Like for example, if you're going to do 100, just do like maybe 20 of them, visualizing the purifying sentient being of the 6 realms from the mantra. Just focus on only that one. Radiate the light from the mantra and syllable, and what called the hand implement, and purifying the sixth class of sentient beings. But I think that's like a one by one is more clear than try to just do everything one time. And then that's really good for beginner practitioner. And the second one is offering to all the Buddha and Bodhisattva of the 10 direction, and they bring return the light with the form of a blessing of all the enlightened blessing, return with the light form of light, all the enlightened blessings, and dissolve to the Vajrasattva's mantra. So another what? Then nectar, wisdom flow from and make offering to the all Buddha and Buddhas flow from the Vajrasattva's heart, which dissolve into the hung syllable and mantra garland. From them, the stream of the nectar flow, fill his body, and then to exit from the big toe of his right foot and enter me through my crown, thereby expelling all my dream obscuration. Shawl? What does shawl mean?
Sure.
And downfall from the beginningless life in the form of liquid charcoal through my lower organ and the door of my body, like the stream of the milk, the nectar filled with the whole my body. Thus meditate in this and the end of the session prayer. Okay, so and this is called sacred VAJRASATTVA of the Vajra mind, yoga of the Vajra mind. So this nectar bring. So
That's the
third
secret.
one. So yeah, sacred VAJRASATTVA of the yoga of the Vajra mind. So in our commentary and those that not mentioned, but in the Nima, they have really good meditation on this, like in launching in the and those like they have like when you visualizing, Vajrasattva nectar come through your crown to all purify inner obscurations, and they come out from your lower open and skins, what called the pores. Form of a dark liquid, and the earth is open, and all the karmic crater,
Yeah.
what called the karmic
Creditors.
craters, they open mouth, fall into their mouth, and they enjoy with that, and they satisfied, and they close their mouth. The earth is closed, so you are free from all the past negative karma. You no longer need to pay those karmic creditor.
Creditors.
Yeah, so you can visualize that way too. So with this visualization of this, so mainly I think you have to recite the syllable mantra here. So then you have to recite the mantra on the count them.
Khenpo, here long mantra or here VAJRASATTVA
A
home?
long mantra.
Okay.
So all the me did some chegro. And do it. Come on, do it.
Oh, you're saying do the mantra after.
The shows on
No, you're doing the mantra the second time.
Okay, so this is the called the secret VAJRASATTVA of the Vajra yoga of the Vajra mind. Then you have to recite here mantra. Then end of the session conclusion. This one, protector are due to the shared ignorance and lack of the knowledge have violated, transgressed the samaya. Protector guru. What does guru mean? Guru. Oh,
Protected good.
oh, that is explanation. I thought guru. Please be my protector. So here said, protector means that someone to protect him from us fears. So we have lots of fears, and protecting from those kind of other fears, fear of losing, fear of not finding, and fear of death, due to the sheer ignorance. Sheer,
Yes.
not knowing. Lack of knowledge. So even we have done something as a with a not knowing, with a diluted, with a so we need to confess. Then if we have done something with a knowing, definitely confess. Need to confess. Yeah. Transgressing the samaya is mostly especially in the once we receive the Vajrayana empowerment and then enter into the Vajrayana path, there's a samaya, in samaya is not only included to the guru, samaya is also included to the own body too. I think in the 14th root downfall. It said, your own 5 eggs are the 5. If you disrespectful for that, it's become a samaya, brahmaya. So you cannot abuse your own body too. You know, that reason in the Buddhism, suicide is a really bad, heavy negative karma. Because your body is no longer just ordinary body. You know, because it's a 5 Buddha family. So if you look the 14 root downfall, that number 8 is that one. So how do we abuse our body?
No responses?
I think alcohol and drugs also abusing the body.
Overeating.
I think, yeah, overeating.
Undereating, not hydrating.
But if you're undereating and you're not
having too much
able to
sugar.
eat.
Yeah.
then
Basically,
Oversleeping?
Yeah.
Undersleeping?
I don't know those, but protect a guru. Guru is here is basically talking about someone's high one. In the Sanskrit word, guru means that someone is have a better quality than you. Someone's higher than you, supreme one. You know, so that way that is become protector guru. Please be my protectors. You are the principal, the Vajra holder, the epitome of the great compassion, a chief of the transitory of the beings. Please protect me. Thus prayed the Vajrasattva said, child of the known family, all your violation and breach of the samaya, your wrongdoing and obscuration have been purified. So this, how to purify it, as a not just only just request the Vajrasattva, there's a 4 called the 4 power, purification through the 4 power. Yeah. So we will talk about the 4 power tomorrow. So how to purify it with the 4 power. I think today cannot finish that all. So we will talk a little bit tomorrow. Being purified. Thus, after he gained his approval, he dissolved into me and become inseparable with my body, speech, and mind. Imagine thus sit your mind and equipoise on the truth of the union of the appearance and emptiness. So this is called the union of the appearance and emptiness. That is what it means, the suchness or ultimate Vajrasattva. So we're visualizing Vajrasattva complete body, including the dissolution of the samaya wisdom being, is called the outer Vajrasattva of the body, Vajra body. And we visualizing the mantra circumambulation and rotating, and thus all is called the inner Vajrasattva, the speech, and the producing the nectar from the mantra, and this is called the secret Vajrasattva, the Vajra mind. And this is a now Vajrasattva, after the purification, you Vajrasattva become inseparable. That is called the ultimate Vajrasattva. Yeah. Chi na sawa tekhonanye. Yeah, ultimate or suchness of Vajrasattva, of the you and union of the you and the Vajrasattva become inseparable. So this is sometimes it's called the 4 Vajra. Yeah, Vajra body, Vajra speech, Vajra mind, and Vajra ultimate Vajra. So now here this text is it's a mention about the 3 generation stage of the deity yoga, 4 Vajra. So those are directly, but then you have to understand the 5 characteristics of the deity. Text short, but there's a lot of meaning. Okay. The Konani Torsin, Ishi Dojin Angelo, or the Konani Torsin was the ultimate of VAJRASATTVA of wisdom VAJRASATTVA, Ishi Doji, wisdom VAJRASATTVA. And here, the 51, because the fourth one we're going to talk tomorrow, fourth power. 51, sign of purification. Yeah. Sign of purification. When you recite the practice of VAJRASATTVA, said, sign of purification is it like in the dream, you can see the flying. You dream as a washing yourself, or taking shower, or crossing the big river, or kind of like a what called the from your body, blood and what called this? No. Because sometimes we have the skin problem and come a white one.
Boils.
Yeah, pus coming out in the dream. You see that one. Those are, and or you wearing the white cloth. You see the sun and moon shiny, and or you see the precious jewel like the temple and Buddha statue and these things. And also when you're not sleeping the day, the normal day, your minds become a shopper, can say shopper, and feel more relaxed, and heart more like a joyful, and increasing your devotion, compassion, renunciation, and become a less and less afflicted emotion of attachment and aversion. So those are sign of when you are not. Yeah. So these things kind of sign as a of purification. When you're asleep, that kind of dream. When you're awake and your minds become a shopper, you're more awake, and you're positive, basically increase positive. Make sense? Yeah. And that Digun tradition we call the session offering. So session offering means the offering of the recitation of each session break after the last session by the joining of the palm of the two hand, and without the thought of interfering. Without the interfering mean before other conception interrupt. Right after your practice, before other thought come. Make sense? So that's 1,000 and 1,000 exact says have this root of the merit of the number of the recitation of the I did during this session, and anything else I chanted to the supreme special deity. So I mean the particular whatever, Chakasamba, whatever, whatever you practicing, that's talking about. Instead says as if the deity or during the refuge mandala pact refuge mandala practice inside of the Kuncho Sum, even the three precious, three jewels, during the Guru Yoga Pandit Lama that means according to here is VAJRASATTVA. We're doing VAJRASATTVA. So name to so VAJRASATTVA to you, I offer it throughout the power of the having offered that for the benefit of all sentient beings. Please let me to let me my true defilement, including the habitual tendency for endless time, secular existence until now, be cleansed and purified. So what is the true defilement? So, what called afflictive emotion and cognitive defilement. Yeah. So it means the gross defilement and a subtle defilement, obscuration, those two purified. And let me accomplish in the supreme siddhi of the state of the Vajra holder and a common siddhi of the four activity right now throughout the great truth of the speech of the three jewel, may this truth accomplish. So that there's a two kind of siddhi, you know, it's called the supreme siddhi, the state of the Vajra holder, mean the Vajradhara. So Vajradhara mean the Dharmakaya. Then common siddhi mean the four kind of activities, four in Latin activities, like peacifying activities, magnetizing activities, increasing activities, wrathful activities. So peacifying mean the like peacifying the sentient beings sickness, peacifying the sentient beings harm from the other, you know, peacifying the sentient beings with the evil spirit, that kind of peacifying, that's called the peaceful activities. And increasing activities is increasing the lifespan, increasing the merit, increasing the what called the strength or power. That's called the increasing activities. And magnetizing activity is magnetizing the human, magnetizing the spirit, and magnetizing the God. So magnetizing spirit means the low being, like hungry ghosts, animals, those including. Magnetizing God means the higher beings. So it means that all the magnetize the six realms. Why this is necessary for being the magnetizers? When you magnetize them, you can guide them. You can share them Dharma. That's the main purpose. Is magnetizing is that way. You know, lots of people use the wrong way to magnetize. I heard some people saying, if you practice the what called the red Tara, you will find the girlfriend and the boyfriends. That's a really wrong way to use the magnetized activity. It's not about that. Magnetizing means that you can magnetize them to that way you can share the Dharma. You can guide them, you can teach them. That is enlightened activity. If something else, then this will become a mundane activity. Yeah, I heard somebody say, if you practice the right Tara, yeah, have you heard that one? Yeah, that's not purpose of that correct way to practice in Dharma. And some area that's really popular. Really? I'm not sure how it works. Yeah. And this activity is as a, you know, for enlightened activity is like as an early action. It's like going to shopping. Now you're spending all your merit, your qualities through the enlightened activities. That means you have to accumulate. Make sense? So there's deities. There's a called approaching, accomplishing, and activities. So the approaching, accomplish, they want to directly activities. That is like you don't want own the money, but you want to spend the money. The impossible to do that one. So you're hatching and accomplishing. That way you receive the so many times Zambala empowerment. You recite the so many times Zambala mantra, you still poor. It doesn't work that way. Really. You know, Khenpo Rinpoche said one time, if those are wealth vast, it work, then why those monks don't use themselves? Make themselves rich, then show up to the people. Look, I make practice, that way I become really rich. Now you should do that too. If you have that kind of evidence, then maybe that's good. I heard some people does that one, but so that's not really main purpose. Magnetic. So there's called the 4 type of gathering, and also Bodhisattva, they call the 4th type of gathering, the disciples. Being, giving, saying pleasant word and acting according and benefiting them. So that way you can help them. Make sense? So all is, I think, 4 way to gathering the disciple and magnet kind of thing. Purpose is that way you can guide them, that way you can teach them, that way you can help them to show the right path. And the wrathful is if somebody is not really listening, then you have to show that sometimes tough love. Make sense? That is what is wrathful mean. But still have to be care. If you give up the care and compassion, it's not wrathful, it's called the evil activity. So you never let go. Like a wrathful activity is like a parent, like a parent, one play the good cop, one play the bad cop. The bad cop is a wrathful activity. So when I think parent, they love same, when they really nice to you or when they're screaming to you. Yeah, even they're screaming at you, they never see you. So, because sentient beings are not easy to tame by nicely. Sometimes you have to show a little bit tough. Yeah. So that is what is for enlightened activity mean, that peace, easing, thoughtful. That is. Where's the? Okay, for active right now, through the great truth of the speech of the jewel, may this in the mantra and some those increasing mantra, but counting the number, this is not going to increase your number. One time, one guy came from Malaysia to our monastery. I mean, I don't speak any English at all. That go to retreat. He went to retreat. He stayed maybe 1 week, and he came out. He said he's finished 100,000. Then we were really surprised. How you finished? And he said, I recite the increasing mantra. That way I finished my retreat. So so that's not count as increasing mantra, not going to count as if you recite them. Make sense? Yeah. It's not increase the number, it's increasing the all other things, but except the number. Okay. So we can stop here now. So we didn't break. Yeah. Thank you.
And page 17.
Yes, sir.
By this merit.
Defeating all the enemies of wrongdoing.
Free of all wrongdoing, being all the ocean of samsaric existence, straightened by the web of the birth, old age, sickness, and death. Supreme precious Bodhicitta, whereas you're not born, may arise. Whereas the one will never be declined, but ever increase high more. I pray to the Lamas of good health. I pray your active long life. For your Latin activity flourish extensively. Lama, bless me so that I never be separate from you. May I not even do a single moment granted at the wrong life. Throughout the devotion, seeing the whatever he does. Excellent. May Lama be. May all sentient beings have happiness. May our Lord realm.
May the aspiration of all these bodhisattvas dwelling on the movies be accomplished by this absolutely pure snow white light of merit.
And the teacher of the 10 directions and feel knowing ignorance. May the ultimate Buddha be with you. As the hero Majeshri, the knows the actually natural same way as some of the other too. I train the following the stream the perfect. By the root of virtue, may accumulate the 3 times by other samsari and the primordial merit. May I and all sentient beings swiftly attain and surpass complete and precious glory in life. May the vicious May the teaching of the Ranashiri, the omniscient Dharma, Lord of the protect of the non
be upheld through explaining, practicing them, and through listening, contemplating, and meditating until the end of samsara existence.
Thank you. Yes, thanks to Z and Ellen.
This text is just very beautiful.
Ellen and Lama is work hard to make.
Did you do it on Lightroom?
Oh, no.
Not on Lightroom.
This is very different
And
than our,
I fixed. No, just kidding.
different than our Kagyu text, and it's different than our Dharma Kiki
Yeah.
text.
Can I ask a quick question? Who's VAJRASATTVA?
Jinyama. I don't know. Sounds
Is it VAJRASATTVA?
no.
Someone put it on, hold on,
Oh, never.
yeah. Someone said it this morning.
Yum.yama.
Ceremony during the initiation, we spoke Tibetan and you said that was a samaya, and then we went to the mandal offering. Was there a samaya commitment for this?
Every empowerment have samaya commitment. Why? Because the environment is the vow.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Samaya means that you make some kind of commitment. So what is this commitment? When you receive every commitment is the same. Basically, generally samaya is the same. Now you transform from the ordinary to the deity.
Okay.
Before empowerment, your body is just ordinary body. Now a Vajra body.
Okay.
You have to try to see much as you can that all the appearance, not just only your body, all the appearance form, you try to see the union of the empty and appearance.
Okay.
And the speech mean the any sound you hear, you have to try to see the all the appearance, sound and emptiness, union of the sound and emptiness. Whatever you're thinking, always try to see the thought of emptiness. So that is a change. Now you become ordinary to extraordinary.
Okay.
Because of that transformation. So that is what is a samaya mean.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that means that like before we have called this is my relative, this is my friend, this is my loved one, this is my enemy. You have divided like that. But now you have this. You have to see every sentient being as a deity. So there is no enemy, there is no friend. You have to see everyone is equally. Make sense?
Mhm.
So Rinpoche always says bodhicitta. Sounds easy, but it's really difficult.
Yes, it is. It's easier sometimes
Yeah.
just to have a man for.
Yeah,
So that's a Samaya
yeah.
commitment for this.
So I mean, generally Samaya mean that one.
Okay.
And a sudden Samaya mean also in the Vajrayana, there's a Samaya mean. Now on, you must try to practice at least one daily practice for daily. Doesn't matter. So you don't have to do all the deity that you receive empowerment. If you try to do that one, it's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
No one can do. And sometimes we receive like hundreds of day empowerment. Impossible to done all those in one day. Even you try to do 24 hours, you couldn't finish. So there's a method. What you do is you visualize in this particular deity what you do every day. And this is the embodiment of all those what you receive empowerment. So then in one day, continually, you will accomplishing every deity. If you try to switch, because some people have a habit of doing this week, this deity, then receive some information. Oh, I like this deity. Then they change there. Then that's a really bad habit. So Adisha said to the Tibetan, he said, in India, most of practitioners only focus on the one deity. They accomplish whole deity, every deity. Tibetan, they focus on the every deity. None of them accomplish, he said. So that way, it's not necessary to change. Just do every day. That also when you are doing that one, you personally, you have your own feeling of a connection, particular one. You follow with that. That is your karmic connected. Certain deities you feel more closer. Those some Indian master, there's really like their principal deity is a Tara, some are Cheresi, some are Manjushri. They have their own individual principal deity according to the action. So you don't have to try to do everything. But then same time, if you have a free time, whenever you have a free time, you try to do other deities practice too, time to time. I think that's what Samaya mean. So basically try to do at least one, just kind of daily practice. And no need to change that one as people change your clothes. Sometimes they change their deity is faster than clothes.
Did you find that?
Yes, VAJRASATTVA.
Oh, yeah. I believe.
You believe?
So it's information. There's I think you saw this one. Have you seen in the book of the Lotus, Lady of the Lotus Born, inside book, there's how Pema Sambhava instruct to the Yishisoje.
Yes.
There's a detailed on that. You should read that one.
Was inside the lotus born master?
No, it's called the Lady of the Lotus Born.
Lady of Lotus born.
I think there's one underneath the coffee
Yeah,
table.
there's a copy.
I brought that.
So you can read some of those. I mean, my knowledge, I saw in that book in the Tibetan. I saw Pema Sambhawa how he instruct to the Ichisoge. Maybe I'm sure there are other books there. You guys have more access to those profound teaching than we do. For us, a lot of those not allowed to read. For you guys, free everything. You're lucky, or I don't know, messy.
Messy, very
Well,
messy.
honestly, like my uncle told me when he was in the go to retreat, there's a retreat area. It's all there are hundreds of monks doing retreat. He said there's 2 libraries. One library, all the common can go, anyone. But one library, only who done certain retreat, certain practice, they can go. In the Tibetan community, we're not allowed to read 6 yoga of Naropa without doing proper, those all the preliminary practice, including to the Chakra or Deity yoga practice. But here, everything is published on the, including the picture of yoga.
Yeah.
So I don't
That's
know.
why there's so much misinterpretation.
Yeah, I was
I
taught that I had to do all these
people
high use before
confused.
Nandro.
Yeah.
And so I finished some of these high use before I started Nandro. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I just like people jumping and then coming to me all confused and freaked out.
I don't know. I'm nobody to get judge on anyone. Honestly, but I sometimes I just say what it is. Then people take their personal. One time I was talking to one player in the Vajrayana. You're not allowed to give teaching and instruction without the impact. One, and the Tantra said, but instructor and receiver both go to hell. It is said clearly. That person said, you call me, I'm going to hell. So they take personal.
Yeah.
So it's a really complicated to talk. But then I don't know why. If try to make so right, it sounds nice, but I'm speaking to them. This is nice for them, It sounds nice, feel good, but it doesn't going to change the reality. Make it sound nice. What it is, what Buddha said, nobody can change that one. That reason Jidesumga said, if your guru's instruction is a contradiction with the Buddha's instruction, you should reject the guru's instruction. Because Guru can make mistake, but Buddha not going to make mistake. So that way, I mean, what I'm quoting from the Tantra, but sometimes, and personal, they remember that is later. You called me a long time ago, you called me, go to hell. I'm still here. I mean, some kind of, still they have a risk. I don't know what called, yeah?
They weren't.
I tell them that don't skip forward to that. They're like, oh, you're saying I'm too dumb. I can't understand. Like, I'm not insulted.
Cut the thought. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Khenpo.
Simjana.
Khenpo left to make you.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.